Wow.
That looks sick. Like, way cooler than I thought it was gonna. I mean, obviously this was like a venture and curiosity, right? This is a swap for science sake. A cool 4-cylinder in a car that it shouldn't be in.
It's just so different. I think that's why I like it.
Can't wait to see the reaction in the comments.
Sorry. We do have some minor adjustments to make, but this is pretty much where this thing's gonna sit too. Now, I did think it was gonna end up a little further back, but between where the factory transmission sits and that thick adapter plate, it all ended up just being a little further forward than I thought, which might actually turn out to be a good thing given our oil pan situation. Now, as far as space around the engine, obviously there's a ton. On the driver's side, there is well over a foot. On the front, there's still a ton, though it's actually a little less than I imagined. And then there's the only part of this engine bay that could be even considered tight, and that's the passenger side, which also happens to be the exhaust side of the K-Series engine, meaning we need to fit a turbo manifold, a downpipe, a wastegate, all on this side of the engine bay that already has the fuse box and the ABS pump. It'll be tight, but that is a problem for later. For now, we need to get this thing off the hoist and build ourselves a set of motor mounts. On the engine side of things, I bought what's known as a K20 builder's kit. It's more or less just a piece of steel, some spacers, and a few bolts that bolt to the K20 and let you build whatever kind of engine mount you want off of it. Now, the way this was supposed to work is we take this little bushing section that also came with the kit, stick them in there between the tabs that I tack welded on to the plates that attach to the engine, and build a piece of pipe that goes from there to these plates that Tim built that replace the stock motor mounts. But after sitting here for a while and playing with our pipe, it seems like that might not be the best way to do things. It's such an extreme angle, and if we could get this bushing section to sit this way instead of this way, our pipe would end up at a much less extreme angle. It would go from something like this to roughly like this-ish. Not gonna say they're the most traditional looking engine mounts I've ever seen, but given the logistics of the K-Series and a Charger chassis, I think it was probably the best way to go about things. That thing just sank an inch, didn't it? Chain sagging? Good?
No.
With our engine in place, now we can get on with tackling one of the more complex issues of this whole swap, our oil pan. And to help with that, we bought ourselves what isn't so much an oil pan as it is a starting point. It's a very heavily used TF Works oil pan made specifically for rear-wheel drive K-swaps in S13s, BRZs, E30 BMWs. Ironically, the Hellcat wasn't on the list. It generally looks right. That's the back of the engine, this is the front. We need that oil sump to hang down in front of the steering rack. It's close. The problem is we have got ourselves a big, girthy electric steering rack here, and at first glance at least, it does not look like it's gonna clear, but there's really only one way to find out. What we're gonna do is leave the engine in place hanging from our support bar and just lower the sub